Ramanidaya Patram Jnanavairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedantadeshikam Sriman Venkatanathārya Kavitānikesari Vedantacāryo vyoma-samskrta-pathasala sada hridi. The first verse of Padukasahasram. Santas Sriranga Prithvisa Charanatrana Shekharaha Jayanti Bhavanatrana Padapangajare. So let us go to the first verse of Prabhava Paddhati. Vande Tadranganathasya Manyam Padukayor Yugam Unnatanam Avanatirnatanam Yatra Chonnatihi. So we go to 63. So 63 we saw yesterday. Vahanti Madhava Paduke Tvam Ushyante Ete Divi Nirvighata Hamsen Nityam Sharadabhrabhasa Kailasa Gaurena Kakudmatama. Now today we have this 64 in the beginning. Rudram Shito Devagana Sasu Sarudra Padmasanam Sopicha Padmanabham Sattva Mananto Napunastvamanyam Kayesha Padavani Te Prabhavaha. So this is also simple. Many verses in Padukasahasram are simple and many are hard to understand. So here is one of the simple verses. Rudram Shritaha Devaganaha. That is the first sentence. The host of gods, 33 crores you can say. So Rudram Shritaha. They have surrendered to Lord Shiva. Shritaha meaning, so Sharanagataha. Deva Ganaha is singular, Ekavachanam, therefore Shritaha also singular. So Shritaha Deva Ganaha. Well, let me again read it with Sandhi split. Rudram Shritaha Deva Ganaha Saha Rudraha Padmasanam Saha Apicha Padmanabham Saha Tvam Anantaha Na Punaha Tvam Anyam Kaha Eshaha Padavani Te Prabhavaha. The first sentence, as I just now told you, so Rudram Shitaha Devaganaha, the group of gods resorted to or took shelter under Lord Shiva. Rudram Shitaha. So Saha Rudraha, even that great Rudra, Padmasanam Shitaha. This is the second sentence. It's beautiful that the single word Shritaha is taken in all sentences. So Saha Rudraha meaning that Rudra. Who is that Rudra? Because in among the gods there are gods named Rudras in number 11. So 11 Rudras are there. So Saha Rudraha Padmasanam Shitaha. So since Lord Shiva is created by Lord Brahma, so Lord Brahma being the father of Shiva, so the son resorts to the father. The son seeks the help of the father. So that Shiva, Padma Asanam. We saw the word Kamalasanabhyaha in the previous verse. So Padma Kamalasanabhyaha. So Padma we saw for the goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi. And then Kamalasana, namely Lord Brahma with the 4 faces. So Padmasanam, so Lord Brahma, the 4-faced creator. So Saha Rudraha Padmasanam Shitaha. Lord Shiva resorts to, depends on Brahma. Sopi, Saha Api. So even that Brahma, Saha Api, Cha and Padmanabham Shitaha. Brahma resorts to his creator, namely Lord Ranganatha or Lord Sriman Narayana. So Padmanabham. So use the use of the word Padma again. Padma Asanam, Padmanabham. So Padmanabham, so in the navel looks beautiful like lotus, therefore he is called Padmanabha. The lotus is on the navel, therefore the lotus came out of the navel, from the lotus navel, and so he is called Padmanabha. So Padmanabham Shitaha is the third sentence. So first sentence, Devaganaha Rudram Shritaha. Saha Rudraha Padmasanam Shitaha. Sopi Padmasanaha Padmanabham Shitaha. The cha is aimed. Now Saha Tvam Anantaha. Now this is also another way of presentation by Swami Vedantadeshika. Now having put his feet, divine feet, on the divine sandals, so Anantaha Tvam Saha Anantaha Tvam Shitaha. For the sake of safety, protection of the divine feet, Ranganatha uses, or Rama in incarnation uses the divine sandals. So Anantaha Tvam Saha, he is an endless and beginningless primordial being, Paramapurushaha. So we have been calling him as Parasya Pumsaha. So Anantaha, here Lord Ranganatha. Anantaha is also named for Adisheshaha. So anybody connected with the Lord also may have the same type of quality. And there are some exceptions. That's all. So Anantaha Saha Tvam Saha Anantaha Tvam Shitaha. Lord Ranganatha resorts to you, depends on you for walking, keeping his feet, divine feet safe. But Punaha here means but. Generally Punaha is understood by all of us as again. So here Punaha Tvam Anyamna Shritaha. This is the fourth sentence. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth sentence. So Tvam Anyam Na Punaha Shitaha. Punaha but Tvam you Anyam Na Shitaha. The divine feet do not resort to anybody else. Though we say, of course, this is also what we call corollary, the rider of the theorem, because Lord's divine feet are placed on the divine sandals. They are mutually friendly to each other. And divine feet, though, of course, created along with the Lord, rather not created. So this is also beginningless. So you can also say Anantaha Tvam. You are also endless, beginningless. Adi Madhyantarahitam. So Tvam Anantaha Anyam Na Punaha Shritaha. O divine feet, He Padavani. That is the last line. Padavani, last line. So, O divine sandals, you don't resort to anybody else. That means, what kind of greatness do you have? Kaha eshaha te prabhavaha. Prabhavaha, greatness. Te prabhavaha, your greatness. Eshaha kaha. So, what is this? I am surprised. I am wonderstruck. I am pleasantly shocked to know that your greatness is more than all others, including Ranganatha. Kayeshaha padavani te prabhavaha. Generally, as we say that the feet are protected by the sandals, in our case also, so that the feet are, the sandals are considered great. So let me read again. Rudram Shito Devaganasa Rudrah Padmasanam Sopi Cha Padmanabham Sattvamananto Napunastvamanyam Kayesha Padavani Te Prabhavaha. So we can go to 65. Parasya dhamna pratipadanarham vadanti vidyam manipaduke tvam yatastavevadhigame prajanam duri bhavatyuttara purvamamha. Now we already have the idea that once we worship the divine sandals of Ranganatha, the divine sandals blesses that we are all relieved of the sins committed. So, parasya dhamnaha pratipadana arham. Now, how do you understand Lord? So, parasya dhamnaha. So, parasya, the highest. Parasya meaning there is nobody else other than Lord Sriman Narayana or Ranganatha higher than him. So, parasya is the highest. Dhamnaha. So, dhama, the word dhama as being generally called residence. Here is parasya, parandhama is called the name of the Lord. So, dhama means that by the place he is identified. So, it is Lord Ranganatha. So, in order to understand Lord Almighty, pratipadanargham. So, pratipadanam, explanation, elucidation, detailing the aspects of Lord Almighty. What is to be gained? He Manipaduke, Tvam Vidyam Vadanti. So we say by reading Shastras, especially scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, following Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and in the case of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Prapatti Yoga too. So we understand from the Brahma Sutras of Vedavyasa, there are 542. So we read all traditions, commentaries, Shankaracharya Bhashyam, Ramanujacharya's Bhashyam, and also Madhvacharya's Bhashyam. And of course, so many other commentaries are also there. So when we read all of them, we are supposed to gain the knowledge of Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of the Almighty. So what is the way? So you are called. So when we worship the divine sandals, we are supposed to gain the knowledge of how Almighty is, what Almighty is, what are His greatest qualities, what are His numberless auspicious characteristics. So we all understand. So Brahma Vidya is taught by the divine feet to us. So He Manipaduke, oh gemmed sandals, oh the best sandals. So Tvam Vidyam Vadanti. People say, it is understood. Santaha Vadanti. Santaha is added. It is understood here. So great people say, so Vadanti say. That means it's not past tense because they Avadan, past tense. Vadishyanti will say. So this is present tense. So they even, today, now they say, Tvam Vidya. They call you as the treasure of knowledge. So what kind of Vidya? Pratipadanargham, capable of explaining whom? Parasya Dhamna. So yataha, therefore, so yataha meaning because. So because we have already said the sentence, so it is therefore, tava eva adhigame prajanam. So when the people, prajaha, when the subjects of the earth reach you, adhigame. So adhigamaha is, one meaning is reaching, the other meaning is understanding. So tava eva adhigame prajanam. So when the people reach you, worship you, understand you, then what happens? Uttara purvam amhaha duri bhavati. As one of the Swamis among the participants, namely Vallabhadas, was asking for Annaya, the prose order. So now this is the prose order. So Santaha in brackets Vadanti, He Manipaduke, Tvam Parasya Dhamnaha Pratipadanargham Vidyam Iti. Iti also must be added. So Santaha in brackets, last word Iti in brackets. So Santaha Vadanti, put a dash, start inverted comma, He Manipaduke, Parasya Dhamnaha Pratipadanargham Vidyam Tvam Vadanti. Tvam Iti. So second sentence, Yataha Prajanam Tava Eva Adhigame. So only after worshipping the divine sandals and reaching him and understanding the divine sandals, understanding her, not him. So what happened? Prajanam amhaha. Prajanam amhaha. Amhaha meaning papam, sin. So the demerits that accrue to us because of the bad activities of the people, prajanam amhaha. So what kind of sins? Uttara purvam. So purvam. So sanchita and prarabdha. These are the two types of sins that we understand from Shastra. So we have gathered sins, we have collected sins over many births. And prarabdha, there are some unavoidable sins committed by us for which we have to suffer. So uttara, so agami also. In future also we are most likely to commit sins. And therefore uttara purvam ahaha, amhaha, amhaha, amha, A-M-H-A. So amha, the sin which is earlier done and then going to be done. Uttara purvam amhaha duri bhavati. They go away. They go far away. Duri bhavati. So this is also present tense. So that means it happens now, today. So after getting the knowledge of the Almighty through worshipping the divine sandals of Ranganatha, which is capable of the pair of sandals, which is capable of explaining to us the greatness of the Lord, then immediately all our sins are dismissed. So that means they go away from us. They go far away from us. So that is the beauty of this verse. So let me read again. Parasya dhamnah pratipadanargham vadanti vidyam manipaduke tvam yatasthavai vadhigame prajanam duri bhavatyuttara purvamamhaha. Now we go to 66. Dhanya mukundasya padanushangat dhaniyata yena samarchitatvam vasastadiyo manipadarakṣe lakshmya laka. Sorry, one second. Lakshmya alakam api adhari karoti. So dhanya tvam dhanya. You are the fortunate. You are lucky. So yena samarchita. So let me take the word mukundasya dhanya, mukundasya padanushangat tvam dhanya. Because you are attached to, associated with the divine feet of Ranganatha. So Mukundaha is Ranganatha here. So mukundasya padanushangat. Because of your contact association with the divine feet of Ranganatha, tvam dhanya, you are lucky. And you have been worshipped. So this is now a passive voice sentence. So dhaniyata yena samarchita. Samarchita, you have been worshipped by people who want wealth. Dhanam. So dhanam is money, meaning money in the sense not exactly the note, rupee note, but all types of wealth. So dhaniyata yena samarchita, by one who wants wealth, so you have been worshipped. So initially, all people need money, and therefore they come to the temple, ask for so many materialistic wealth of this world, and then they worship the Lord. They worship the divine sandals. Tvam samarchita, you have been worshipped already. Dhaniyata yena, by one who wants wealth. Now what happens? So after worshipping the divine sandals, what does he become? What does the person who needs wealth become? So tadiyaha vasaha, tadiyo vasaha, vasaha tadiyaha manipadarakṣe lakshmiya alakam api adhari karoti. So tadiyaha vasaha, his residence, his home, his house. So where does he live now? So after worshipping the Lord, the divine sandals, because the divine sandals are associated with the divine feet of Lord Ranganatha, He Manipadarakṣe, so O gemmed feet sandals, or gemmed sandals of the divine feet, O the best sandals with the best feet, Manipadarakṣe, so Lakshmiya, so by the wealth, because the person who worshipped you wanted wealth, dhanam. So now Dhanalakshmi comes to him. How does the goddess of wealth come to him? Alakam api adhari karoti. So the Alaka is the name of the city. Alakapuri is the name of the city of Kubera. Kubera is called the god of wealth among the gods. Among the 33 leaders of gods, Kubera, who guards the northern direction, is called god of wealth, god of riches. Today also we say that Lord Srinivasa of Tirupati took loan from him, and his interest payment is still going on, and he has not returned the principal amount. That is about Tirupati god Srinivasa, Venkatesha. So here, so Alakapuri is the name of the city of Kubera. So Alakam api, even that city, Adhari Karoti, is surpassed by his residence. So whose residence? A person who worshipped the divine sandals, needing wealth, for the sake of wealth, so lives in a big mansion. And that mansion looks bigger than what Kubera has in his Alaka city. So Adhari Karoti is it goes upper in quantity and quality. So Alaka Adhari Karoti, the wealth of the worshipper becomes so great that the Alakapuri, the city of riches, namely of the god of wealth, namely Kubera, comes lower in quality. So it is put down, it is pushed down. And therefore, the residence of the worshipper surpasses the Alakapuri in richness. So that means in this world, so we want riches, and this desire also is fulfilled. When you read Vishnu Sahasranamam, recite Vishnu Sahasranamam, you have a big list of Palashruti after Vanamali Gadi Shargi and so on. And you find out there, Aihika Amushpika Phala. So we need prosperity in two worlds, both worlds, here and elsewhere, here and the next, where we are supposed to go. So whether it is Vaikuntham or earth, the Bhumi, so we must be wealthy. That is our wish. So that is our wholehearted wish. So that wish is fulfilled here too. So by reading Padukasahasram, if you ask Vedantadeshika, why should I recite Padukasahasram? Why should I worship the divine sandals? That means to also get what we call materialistic wealth of this world. And therefore, the divine sandals are lucky. So, Mukandasya Padanushangat Tvam Dhanya. That is the main sentence in the first half. Tvam Samarchita Dhaniyata Yena Mukundasya Padanushangat Dhanya. It should be the prose order, Anvayaha. So next second half, prose order will be He Manipada Rakshe Tadiyaha Vasaha Lakshmiya Alakamapi Adhari Karoti. These are all simple verses to understand. So here you find that the decree, what we call the conclusion of Vedantadeshika is, we also get the materialistic benefits of this world by the recitation of Padukasahasram. So let me read again. So Dhanya Mukundasya Padanushangat Dhaniyata Yena Samarchita Tvam Vasastadiyo Manipadarakṣe Lakshmyalakamapyadhari Karoti. So we go to the 67. Now, Padena Vishnoh Kimuta Itaresha Visrajya Sangam Samupasate Tvam Karoshitan Kim Tvam Apeta Kaman Karoshitan Kim Tvamapeta Kaman Kalena Padavani Satya Kaman. So we saw that materialistic wealth is the benefit of worshipping the sandals. And after getting the Brahma Vidya through the worship of the divine sandals, that was in the previous 65th verse, because great people call the divine sandals itself as the what we call the treasure of knowledge to understand Lord Almighty. Therefore, after learning Brahma Vidya, people will not have any desire for the materialistic benefits of this world. And therefore, the prose order should be, or I think I'll split the sandhis. Padena Vishnoho Kim Uta Itaresham Visrajya Sangam Samupasate Tvam Karoshi Tan Kim Tvam Apeta Kaman Kalena Padavani Satya Kaman. The worshippers who ask for wealth will, after some time, gradually understand that these earthly benefits are temporary, they are fleeting, they are transitory, and therefore they will ask for permanent wealth. So what will be the permanent wealth? Truth. The truthfulness is the permanent wealth. So again, we can also say in a higher plane that we become spiritual in character just like Lord Almighty. Now, so those who are clinging to the divine feet of the Lord, Padena Vishnoho, Vishnoho Padena, with the divine feet of Lord Ranganatha or Lord Vishnu as here given. So, Kim Padena Vishnoho. What is the use of our attachment towards the divine feet of Lord Vishnu? Then, because Itaresham Sangam Visrajya Tvam Samupasate, that will be the prose order. So, Vishnoho Padena Kim Uta or Itaresham Sangam Visrajya Tvam Samupasate. Now, people, Janaha, Samupasate, they worship, they meditate on you, tvam, samupasate tvam. How do they worship now? You. How do they worship you now? Sangam visrajya. Getting detached. Leaving the attachment. So what is leaving? What is attachment? The attachment to this world. So itaresham. So they consider that the divine feet of Lord Ranganatha or Lord Vishnu is very important. He is the most important. And they feel that all other aims are unimportant. The attachment to the divine feet is very important and not anything else. So the attachment to this world is useless. That's what they feel. So itaresham sangam visrajya. They give up the company of all others. They don't get attached to anything in this world. And they meditate on me. Samupasate. They meditate well upon me. They meditate deeply upon me. Samupasate. Then, so now he is asking a question to the divine feet. So, He Padavani, O divine sandals. O the divine sandals which protect the divine feet of Lord Ranganatha. He Padavani. Kim Tvam Karoshi. Do you do that? Kim Tvam Karoshi. Kim is only for the question. So, do you do that? Tvam Karoshi. So, what do you do? What is the question? Tan, those people who cling to the divine feet of Ranganatha are made to be apeta kamaha. The kamaha, the desire is so unnecessary, temporary, fleeting, transitory desire of this world. So apeta kama. So these the desires will go away from him. So tan, them in plural. So those people who meditate deeply on you will have no desire for this world. So apeta kaman. They have no wrong desires. How? Kalena, by the time pass, by the passage of time, gradually, as the time goes on. So what do they become? Satya kaman. So they have given up the desires of this world and they have taken up the desire to the Lord's divine feet. And that happens because of the divine sandals. The divine sandals, in turn, the answer is, so that the divine sandals, that is you, Tvam, so make all people interested in this world to get out of these desires, and become as good as the Lord by having only truthfulness as a desire. They want to be the residents of Vaikuntham permanently, and they do not want to be born again and suffer here in this world with all other desires. So they don't want now the desires of this world. Now he is asking, Vedantadeshika is asking the divine sandals, Kim Tvam Karoshi, do you do that? Tan Satyakaman Karoshi, you make all of them with what we call the right desires as prescribed in the scriptures by the Lord, to be truthful always. Satyam also means permanent existence called Satyam. Satyam is just generally truth, which means the true existence. They want to exist truly. So the question is, do you make those worshippers, staunch worshippers of divine sandals, as people who have good desires as decreed in the injunctions of the scriptures, and then you make them also bereft of desires of this world. So that is the question. The answer is yes. So generally for any questions of the poet, you can't say no. There are some questions if they if the poet intends that you can answer also no. Here it is yes. Padena Vishnu, let me read again. Padena Vishnu kimuta itaresham visrujya sangam samupasate tvam karoshi tan kim tvam apeta kaman kalena padavani satya kaman. So let us conclude the session with this 67th verse today. We'll continue in next session, continue Padukasahasram. So let me recite the last verse. Jayati itiraja suktihi. So we are now time to question. Jayati itiraja suktihi. Jayati mukundasya paduka yugali. Taduvaya dhana trivenim. Avandhayanto jayanti bhuvi santaha. Santas Sriranga Prathisa Charanatrana Shekharaha Jayanti Bhavanatrana Patapankajare Namaha Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. So you either come for a chat or right. So thanks to Annapurni Madam, Dhanyavadaha. Radhika Vallabhaha. I don't see your name, Radhika Vallabhadas. He raised his hand. Okay, okay. Just a minute. So Radhika Vallabhadas raised his hand. I don't see his name here in the. Okay. No. Oh, now. So you are. You can talk now. You can unmute yourself.
Namaste, Acharya.
Namaste.
The 95th shloka, the word parasya damnaha, the word damnaha, how is this word formed actually? Dama means abode.
Nakaranta pullinga shabdaha here. The last letter is N.
Daman is the pratipadika.
Daman is in so Daman Paran, yes, Daman. And Dhamnaha is Shakti Vibhakti or Panchami. The either ablative case or possessive case. Parasya easily understood. Parasya is the Shakti Vibhakti, and therefore Dhamnaha is also Shakti Vibhakti. That is a genitive case. In Tamil, it's called Aram Vetrumi. So that is of the Lord, of the Almighty. So Dhamma here, they refers to the person. So therefore it has become Dhamnaha in the Shakti Vibhakti.
The person who has the abode of Vaikuntha.
Right. The highest abode. Right. Whenever we say an epithet, that is adjective, it's called in Tamil Ahupayar, Idavahupayar. We denote the person by the place, identify the person by the place. At when we say for example, Bharatadesha, the country India, it means people. In the same way, Parasya Dhama, Damnaha meaning of the Vaikuntham meaning of the Vaikuntha, namely Vaikuntaha, namely of the Lord. The place denotes the persons living in.
The 96th shloka, The word dhaniyata. So dhanya we understand, a person becomes fortunate. Dhaniyata, how is this word formed?
This is a peculiar form. There is a suffix called aniyar. Aniyar is the name of the suffix. So dhanam plus aniyar becomes dhaniyata. The shabda is the basic word. The root word is again dakaranta, soft letter, soft consonant. So dhaniyad. And then in the tritiya vibhakti, the instrumental case, it becomes dhaniyata, meaning one who aspires for wealth. Sorry, or by one who aspires for wealth. It also got other three meanings as usual: with, through, and along with. So dhaniyata meaning by one who wants wealth, and then with one who wants wealth, through one who wants wealth, along with one who wants wealth. These are the four meanings of the word dhaniyata. The dhaniyata is in tritiya vibhakti, instrumental case, and it will be declined as dhaniyata, dhaniyadbhyam, dhaniyadbhi.
Usually the aniyar pratyay is added with the dhatu.
Dhatu, generally.
Here dhan is the dhatu here.
It's taken as, let me clear your doubt a little later.
Okay.
It's a peculiar usage because I am not very much knowledgeable in grammar.
Okay.
I was making a guess. Iyata, iya is not generally the word. There is a root also e. A person a rich person is called dhani, dhanikaha. There are two types of words for rich person. Dhanikaha, dhani. There dhani is nakaranta pullinga shabdaha. So dhanin, dhanino, dhaninaha. And then dhanikaha, dhaniko, dhanikaha, just like Rama Shabda, is very easy. And this is, of course, I have come across this word. My knowledge of Sanskrit grammar is very little.
Just curiosity, I just asked.
Right. So I'll try to find out.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful explanation. Very happy to hear you.
Thank you. Now the what you call the right way of presentation is when we don't know anything, we must say boldly, no, I don't know. That's the. Otherwise, we cannot mince matters. I can't claim that I know very well and I accept a wrong meaning. Right. Okay. So let us meet in the next session. Anything else that you want to? Okay. Kim means why? For Rajalakshmi's words. Nice to know meaning of two. Kim in verse 97. So Kim is why. Kim is what for. As we understand, same meaning. Why or what for. What is the purpose? Then it makes a statement question. Kim. Kim ton karoshi. What do you do? What also is a meaning. So according to the context, it gives different meanings.
I just said one more question.
Right.
Is not specifically related to the verse, but
right.
In general, like previously also he had told, like 33 crore devatas. So sometime in our discussion, sometimes somebody asked me, like, what is the pramana for the word 33 crore devatas? Like, where is it? Is there any pramana in some Purana or Veda for 33 crore?
There are so many pramanas available. I can immediately quote the Tamil pramana. The goddess of the earth came in the form of Goda, Andal. And she said, Muppattu Movar Amarakku Munshan in the 20th verse. Muppattu Movar. That is 33. Kodi, you have some. I'll try to find out the source.
Okay.
There are generally there are 33, but I have not also come across, there are 66 crores of demons, double the number of gods.
Oh.
I have not come across, but they say 66 crores of demons. So wicked men are double the good gods. We don't know, but I have not come across so far.
Okay.
But they say 33 crores of gods and 66 crores of demons. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 2 participants raised their hand. Satyam Reddy can talk now. Please unmute yourself.
Mahodaya, Slokam 94. Yes, third line. Anantona Punastva Manyam Padukasahasram. Will you explain one side that
Anantaha is name of the Lord. Anantaha is also name of Adishesha. We are not talking of Adishesha here. So Anantaha, Tvam Shitaha. You have to take the 4th sentence. First, Devaganaha Rudram Shitaha. The gods resorted to Lord Shiva. Saha Rudraha, that Rudra, that Lord Shiva resorted to Padmasanam, the Brahma. Padmasanaha Sahopicha, Saha Api. So he or he too, that is Lord Brahma, Padmanabham Sitaha. Whereas Tvam Anyam Nashritaha. You did not resort to anybody else. You did not take shelter from anybody else. Whereas Anantaha Tvam Shitaha. Anantaha, Lord Ranganatha took to you. He depended on you. He resorted to you. He put his divine feet on you. So Tvam Anantaha Shitaha. Tvam Anantaha Shitaha. The Ananto will become Anantaha. Then Tvam Anyam Nashitaha.
Anyam Nasita. Punastvam Anyam.
Punaha but Tvam, you, Anyam, anybody else, Nashritaha. Did not resort. Right. So one more raising hand. I saw one more raising his hand. Now 2 people raised their hand. Who else? Can you raise it again so that anybody else who needs some clarification? Okay, if your doubt has been already cleared, we can conclude today.